Hello everyone. This is certainly a stream. I don't think anyone's here yet, so I'm gonna keep the introductions until later. I've also fixed my bot, so I won't miss anything like, what was it? Someone spent 400 bits yesterday and I didn't even notice. That was really bad. There we go. Yeah, Broken Vial. And I think I completely missed that and I feel very bad about it. He or she is probably not here currently, but yeah, there's nothing I can do, sadly. Hype! Okay, let's see. I accidentally turned light mode on and I am disgusted. Also, thanks for being here, Raven. I know you'll leave very soon, the second I start, but I appreciate you helping me out real quick. Also, you'll all be witness to my clusterfuck of music taste, so I hope you have fun about that. Because, there's no genre. Like, there's a billion different songs. It goes from mainstream hits to random YouTuber music to... well, no metal. There's no metal here, I'm sorry. Also, that's super sweet of you, but I still think you will be very bored, because today is nothing but preparation. We'll do a lot of writing. I have a couple ideas I want to flesh out, so we'll do just that today. I have an hour, this will be enough for at least one. I'll try to maybe choose between the concepts I want to do. It'll be a very weak stream, I think, entertainment-wise. I was thinking about doing song requests, but if it's just one guy watching, like you, I don't think that's enough to get a playlist going, because they will remove everyone. Also, you'll probably throw heavy metal in there. Like, just metal in general, and I will die. Metal's alright, but I know I'm not the biggest fan. There we go. I hope I did that political enough. Okay. Let's get started. Actually gotta get rid of that text source, because I'm not using Snip, because it doesn't work. So, I'll throw in the transition. I love how it works on the, there we go. Let me check if that looks alright. You should be able to see the window. And I hope I have the chat up somewhere. I thought I did. Now it is. Okay, we good. I'm glad. Yeah, this is a little awkward. I'm gonna have to move the chat a little bit for me. You guys don't see that anyway. I'm gonna move it right here, where it doesn't bother no one. Alright. Let me just call this chapter something stupid. This will be idea number 1. So this will be a light fade. I'm just gonna create all the chapters right now, just for convenience. Idea 2 will be totally not a My Hero Academia ripoff, I'm just kidding. I know you can't see anything, it's still an empty blank page, it's fine. That is intended. I am only showing you the actual writing area, not the chapter selection, because that would be pointless. Idea to... God, what was it again? What do I call that thing? It'll be... I haven't given it a name yet because it was just a whim. I'm gonna call it magic. I'll burst and everything goes to shit. There we go. Perfect. Third one will be... Idea 3. Adventure is hard. Let others do the job. And then the last one will be a horror game. So... horror with a constant chase. Perfect. Alright, let's get started in this. So basically, let me tell you a little bit about the game jam. Basically, we have a month to complete the game, but it has, well, it doesn't have to be an hour long, but the only amount of time that gets judged is an hour, basically. So there's no real point in making a long game, because most likely the judges won't even go that far. So it has to have a snappy start, it has to be interesting, so we'll have to have a hook right from the start, and you have to condense the game to either be beatable in an hour, or to leave a good impression in an hour. And both are equally challenging things. So we'll see how we make it work. Basically, and you will hear that word a lot today, because my English is flawless and clearly never wrong. Let me actually look at the stream real quick, just to see if it works. As intended, at least. Yeah, it looks alright. I'm just reusing the, never wrong, just like chat. Wrong! Chat is never wrong, and you're evil, Raven. Don't do that. Stop tying people to the tracks. It almost seems like some evil entity convinced you to do it. And that's no bueno. So let's start with light fade. Light face, yeah, that's perfect. Alright, we'll have a little synopsis. Just one liner. Just to say what it's about. This one is, just to give you a general idea. You wake up in, well, let's call it an ancient tower for now, with no memory of how you got there. And you only have a flame in front of you. And all you remember is, this flame may never go out. So it's a bit of a time management thing, like you explode a tower, but you also have to keep the flame alive. It's an interesting mechanic, I think, but it might be annoying if you have to go back. So I was thinking, like, by exploring you can unlock shortcuts to get back to the flame quicker, effectively making progress more meaningful. But we'll see how this goes. This is just the first one. It's basically an atmospheric little adventure game, I suppose. It's like Dark Souls, but with flames. But Dark Souls already has a lot of flames. The third one was all about the flames. All the symbolism. Those are souls. You know, okay, okay, Ray, okay, I believe you. Okay, so this is, what do we call this? I mean, I know I wanted a synopsis, but I kind of want something snappy. Something... Maybe I'll write a short summary, so... You're in a dark... Well, you're not in a dark age, you're in an ancient tower. Tower with no recollection of how you got there. And a flame in front of you. You don't remember who you are. You don't remember what happened. But you do know one thing. That flame must never go out. Something like that. It's not even like proper English, but I'll leave it at that because it sounds alright. Also, I want to make this bold. There we go. That's alright. Yeah, let's just outline all four ideas. Can the flame talk to you? Because this already sounds like a Studio Ghibli movie. it'll feel like it talks to you. Like this one in particular, I've already written an entire design document about, so it's not really, it's not cheating, I think, because I didn't actually work on it at all. I just brainstormed a few ideas, but basically it'd be like, do I really want to unveil the twist on stream? Is that okay? I don't know. How do I do this? I like the idea. I very much appreciate that. It's just the first one, there's more to come. And they all have different genres. Yeah, actually let me write the genre down as well. So Light Fate is an exploration RPG with light combat. There we go. It's a mouthful, but I want to be descriptive. So this is the first one, Idea 1. I'm not gonna place Idea 1 down, but you know, just remember that's a thing. I hate the scroll bar, by the way. It looks so ugly and unfitting. I don't know why they put it there. It's so bad. It doesn't fit it. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the story in a bit. Cause I think I'm gonna unveil spoilers. Like, I'm just gonna tell you outright what I had planned originally, and then we can build from that. But let's go to the next one. Next one is, well, I don't have a name for it yet, so it's an unnamed project. Let's call it unnamed project for now. Which is, and this one is a resource management sim. I'm gonna tell you why in just a minute. Sim with moral choices. There we go. I don't think I formatted that the same way before. I'm gonna look at that real quick. Did I cancel? No, don't want a new chapter. Oh, yeah, I didn't do the little hyphen there. There we go. That works. So, to give this one a bit of a backstory. This one I never even thought about starting it, because the problem here is this one is a game that wouldn't fit in an hour. And I know you wouldn't be able to complete a playthrough in an hour. And it might take a little while to hook someone because of that, so it might be a bad idea for the game jam. But basically what it'll be about is, like, the main story was supposed to be like, there's a recurring evil. People are like, shit, why do we always gotta rely on luck and, like, you know, gotta get those adventurers, those asshole heroes that beat everything? No, so basically the idea was, they wanted to put a stop to evil for good. And the way it worked so far, every, I don't know, 1,000 years, every time a great evil is friggin' appearing, the hero is born or something like that. So what they thought was, what if we took the power, or like the energy of the current heroes that defeated the evil, and put it in like an inanimate object that can't die from old age, and basically have a protector of the people? Forever. And of course this goes horribly wrong, and one of the people at the scene will get infused with that magic, and that would be the player character, and it'll all basically be an array of choices. So you will have an incredibly powerful character, but there is a catch. You'll start out with like incredible power, but every time you use it, you actually hurt yourself permanently. So it's not like in a sense that you wouldn't be able to use it at all. So like it gets boring because you just keep maybe auto-attacking things so you don't lose health, but basically it would just be limiting your maximum health for example. I'm not sure if that's... See, there's a lot to think about. Because it could limit your power, it could limit like just your max health, and then eventually you'll be like a glass cannon or something. And maybe it'll be like, you know until when you have to complete a certain task, and then it'll be like, okay, I gotta like ration my energy somehow. And then there's also like, because it says moral choices in there, it could be something like, basically you have the energy of all those heroes, and Fuzz, they're out of commission. So you would have to do what they did before. However, you hurt yourself every time you do it. So for example, if you see someone attacked by bandits, you have to think about, wait, do I help them or and risk damaging myself permanently? Or do I just leave them be? That's like a very small scale choice, but that's basically the gist of it. Just the idea. So, in an attempt... See, also this story would directly tie to Astralon because it's basically the aftermath. So in an attempt to seal great evil away, the great minds of this world attempted to infuse a golem. Let's call it golem for now. It's a placeholder. Infuse a golem, the power of the last hero group? Heroes to defeat said evil. Okay. I don't like how this sentence is structured at all. Last hero to defeat said evil. However, this experiment goes wrong, and the player is infused with said power instead, hurting themselves every time they use it. And chaos ensues. I'm just kidding. The shenanigans happen. Okay, let's leave it at that. Yeah, okay, so that will be the second one. Oh man, is that you? Okay. So next up, I'll have another one. This one actually has a name, but it's a very long one. And so I'm not gonna use it. It's basically, let's just call it an unnamed one again, just for now. We'll think of something today, maybe. And this will be... Again, this will be like an idle game. An idle RPG. With... resource management. Is that what I wrote before? Did I say resource management? I did. Also, I wrote it differently 2 times. I'm just gonna fix that. Here we go. Yeah, this one is a little different. I'm not gonna say it's an idle game, but it's as close to a not idle game as you can get. Basically, just to talk about it a little bit, and I'm fully aware that no one cares. Basically, it would be like, I told you I would say basically a lot, but it would be about someone who wants to become an adventurer, but at the same time realizes that adventuring is very hard, so you might as well let others do the job and just reap the rewards. So, you would hire adventurers to do the work for you, like they'd go out, grab some resources so you can have them, use them. You need to pay them, you may have rent to pay or something like that, like a recurring goal that eventually will evolve into something bigger the more you expand. Like, it gets more expensive as you play, but you can also make more because you invest. And that's basically the main draw to it. I'm not sure you can get away with that. It'll be fairly difficult to do in an RPG Maker engine. Gotta think about that one too. But I believe it could work very well. There could also be like, apart from sending them out and waiting for them to return, you could also go yourself and hire adventurers to protect you. That could work. It's also something I thought about with the previous idea. Like, you could combine the two, where you could avoid having to act yourself by hiring mercenaries, for example. That's actually something I really consider, because battles with just one character are in general often very boring. Like, there's often an imperfectly, how do I say it? There's often the optimal choice. But the more people you have, the more complex the choice for the optimal, well, choice goes. So, that's my thought process behind it. So idea 5, which doesn't exist yet, would basically be mixing 2 and 3, which is actually a hilarious coincidence, all planned. 2 and 3 together, idea 5. I'm gonna actually add that chapter. So idea 5 would be a mix of 2 and 3. Hiring people to defend yourself. There we go. Alrighty, that's good. Let's just give it a little synopsis. You're planning to go adventuring, but realize that that's incredibly hard. So you might as well let others do the job. Let's do the job. Hi adventurers! To protect you, or send them out together for you entirely. And pay your rent, you little shit. Okay, and pay, well, and keep yourself, and keep your business afloat. There we go. You can dig it. Alright, which one? Like the combined thing or this one in general? I don't know, I like this one a lot because I'm gonna admit I'm a filthy casual that enjoys idle games a lot, but especially the creative. I don't like just tapping my screen for hours, but I do appreciate creative idle games. They're fun. Yes. One or two, yes. I'm just gonna assume you like both of them because they're brilliant ideas. Okay. So idea 5 is unnamed project again. And it's heavy resource management. Heavy resource management with moral choices. It's basically a mix between idea 2 and 3. Also, if I'm writing slowly, it's because I'm friggin' nervous as shit. My writing speed is usually incredibly fast. This is great, this works. Let's make this bolt, and yes. That leaves only one. Is that Nate one? Nate wants to battle? It is. Okay. Idea 4 is generic horror. Okay. I can start with generic already. It's just taking the piss. Okay. Well, I don't have any like specific idea for this one. I just know what I want to program rather than actually have a story around it. So this one will be the horror one. There you go. This is also a Halloween stream, by the way, all of a sudden, so you better dig it. The horror one. And this one is survival horror. A survival horror with a permanent threat. Okay, this doesn't make any sense, but basically, I've been kind of impressed by what some RPG Maker horror games did. Like the one I'm thinking about currently is Aooni. I think that's what it's called. I hope it is. Which had a killer following you around almost all the time. So if you left the room while running away, they would follow you into that room. And I feel like that would be an interesting challenge to not only implement itself, but also to improve on it. Whereas, depending on the situation, maybe the killer and or the monster could actually take different actions. Like, instead of just following after you, it could like try to cut you off or something like that. Or maybe it'll have stamina or something, and while getting away regularly is super difficult, it could run out of stamina, and then you have a bit of a breathing room, you know? Yeah, there's nothing concrete planned for this one. I actually just came up with that today on the way to the cinema, so not a lot to talk about here. Yeah, I'm gonna write down getting away from a relentless killer with a heap of strategies. You know what? I'm gonna write it down. At his disposal. So that's all we've got now. We have 5 ideas. Basically 2 and 5 are the same, but with a bit of a twist. So, we have Light Fade, which would be an atmospheric exploration RPG about finding out the truth of what happened. Which I think would work really well in the 1 hour format. Then we have the resource management, about hurting yourself whenever you use your incredible power, which I think could be very fun to make as modular as possible. So I'm gonna actually call it a modular resource management sim, because that would make much sense. So basically what I mean is, you could easily add more content. Basically you'd have an algorithm that just chooses an event that's gonna happen. I've also been thinking about like features like, oh yeah, I have a fortune teller that tells you what's gonna happen in like exactly 1 week or something like that. So you know what happens then, but you have to remember it somehow, or write it down even. And then you just prepare for the coming week, basically. Then we have the idle RPG with resource management, basically managing your ragtag group of adventurers, which I think could be incredibly fun and would also fit very well into the 1 hour formula as opposed to ideas 2 and 5. So those are actually, they're not out of the question, but they would be difficult to do in a month, let alone to condense into an hour, because I really want to improve on that. I want to add more content to it. And like cramming everything into an hour would kind of defeat the purpose. I'd have to cut out the the replay value, which is something I think I would very much like in that game. Alright, next up we have the horror game, which I also think could work very well in the 1 hour game. However, without a great plot, horror games are pretty weak. Like, the getting away from the killer will probably be exciting at first, if I do it well, which is, there's no guarantee I will. But, at the same time... Oh wait, exciting. Yeah, at the same time, you will get annoyed sooner or later. Like, there needs to be some form of progress or rewarding gameplay. Or maybe a way to actually force the killer to take a break, like maybe fighting back, or having an item that just like maybe something like, I don't know, a protective charm or something that'll keep him away for a minute or something. It's just ideas. That one is all based on programming pretty much, because I just like the idea of figuring out how this works, or how I can make it work. I actually have a couple ideas on how to make it work, but no guarantee it'll actually work out. I've said the word work a lot of times, so that's idea number 6, the work game, where you have to work in the game. And it's basically like doing a second job, because that's what everyone wants. And I will win by default, because I'm such a creative mind. In a world where words are words. That was really bad, I'm sorry. I'll try harder next time. Hopefully there won't be a next time though. I'm glad you enjoyed that. God, I still can't get over the fact that yesterday's Heartbeat stream turned into ASMR for like a good 10 minutes. That was really weird. I gotta hydrate, guys. Don't make me not hydrate. Weird, but so good. Oh, you want that to come back, huh? Alrighty then. So, from this point on... Okay, oh no, nah, enough Craigasm, we're good. Stream's cancelled. We're not doing this anymore. Yeah, basically... It would have actually been cool if there were more people, so we could like decide together on what to do, but I guess I'm gonna flesh them all out and then see where we go from there. So eventually one of the ideas will probably emerge on its own, like as the best one. And I'm thinking that it's probably gonna be either Light Fade, which is already very well thought out, or the horror one, which I think I could make work, but I have a significant lack of resources for, so I'd have to hire an artist for that one, who may or may not deliver in a month, so that's a little bit on the awkward side. Yeah. It's really hard to find someone who's who's delivering quality but also working fast. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that in like a dismissive manner, but good art takes time, I know that much. So I should have prepared before and asked people. Basically it's my fault. That's what it boils down to, but since I didn't know the idea, Light Fade already has an art style I can think about. Good art does take time, but no worries, dude. Yeah. Light Fade has an art style I've already thought about, and I am in contact with the artist of that one, so adding more content would be easier. The others I have no idea what to do for. The problem is, I already know that if I use any default assets, which I will in the beginning, obviously, the prototype, but if I keep them, I know that people are gonna complain about it. And there is a it's like a pretty short time to get complete assets for a project. Astralon doesn't actually have fully customized assets, and that took over $500, probably more, and years of work. So I don't think I can do it in this short amount of time, except for when I maybe ask multiple artists, but that would be very expensive for a game jam game. Actually, an artist just came back to me. That's very interesting. let me look at the result. Oh my god, this is incredible. Holy shit, I'm gonna show that on stream actually. Give me just a second. Enjoy the star bomb. I'm gonna be quiet a little bit. Alright, I'm just about done. Just ready to show you. Alright, I'm gonna wait until I get a transparent version actually. So I don't want to spoil it immediately. Yeah, we got this. Gotta love Star Bomb. It's so good. Okay. Yeah, while we wait, actually, let me continue for a bit. See, it's just random ass music. There's no, like, common thread or anything. It's just Random genres thrown at you. I like it. I do believe there's like a general style of music I like, but I listen to pretty much anything. The catchy things, everything that's catchy probably will make it on my list at some time. Oh god, I can't even speak at this point. Let's actually flesh this out a little bit more. So I think I'll pass on the Magic Outburst one for now. But only Magic Outburst. I didn't give it a name, so why did I say that? Let's just call it Outburst for now, you know what? That's just to have a name for it. So I think it would be a good game. I think people could enjoy it, especially for the story you can work into it, but it's definitely not good for this game jam. It'll take a lot of work to figure out the modular part, and then again, no one is gonna replay it, especially the judges, because it'll take longer than an hour if you do. I'll probably get one playthrough in, and if that has bad randomization, you might get very bored. Okay. So, I can show you what they did, actually. Now that I got a transparent version. Very beautiful. I love it. Save. Gonna grab that. Throw it up on stream in just a teensy bit. I hope I'm actually louder than the music. That would be very awkward if I'm overpowered by... What is it? Avicii. Avicii cheese. Cheese. The cheese. Image. Add source. Gonna add a new source. So we're gonna add something from pictures. And it's the pingy one. There we go. Oh god, it's a big boy. Let me actually make this a little bit smaller. Actually, no. I can keep it as is. Wait, that's not transparent though. Wait, where's my... Why can I not use the tilt key anymore? What? Come on? Oh, the alt key isn't working. That's what it is. Oh well. You broke it, I did. Okay. Yeah, I did break it. I'm just gonna show you anyway, but... Basically, I just commissioned another piece of an Astralon character. I appreciate that. There we go. It's still not transparent, so you have the white in front of it. But yeah. This is basically what it will be. This looks awkward if I put it in the middle. There we go. This might be better. It's actually still the same character as the one in the background, but there was a redesign a very long time ago. It never made it into the actual game because Astralon is a project that I don't know if I want to work on anymore. It's a very critical one. I still commission art for it a lot, and I still write down story points and how things could develop, but I haven't actually touched the engine in a year at least. I'm not sure if that's gonna change anytime soon, but yeah. So this is actually a pretty big one too. Let me just transition a couple times. This is like a full body. Okay, the shoes are kind of generic. I'm just gonna keep it at that. That works very well. Let me make them a little bit smaller. I could just put him on the other side. So we have like 2 people, but it's not transparent yet. I'm not gonna bother with it right now. Oh wow, I actually tabbed off the game enough to... Wait, is Nimble Rider broken? Can you no longer see it on stream? Wow, that's impressive. I broke something again. Okay, let's remove the image for now. How did I break it? I thought it worked. Do I have to be tapped in? No, it doesn't seem... Oh no! You can't see Nimble Rider anymore. But why though? Can you guys see it? Nimble Rider doesn't seem like it works. I'm gonna write something. This is a test of maximum testing potential. If you're able to fully harness the power of... Fuck. The power of your testing, then you too can increase your testing power to the maximum. I used the word maximum maximum twice, which clearly makes me an immediate failure and disgrace. Fuck. I can't write today. To humanity. Okay. I'm gonna delete everything. There we go. Can you guys see this? Is anyone even here? I talk to myself? Hello? Who turned off the music? You can't see anything. Okay. That's bad. Like, it shows on Streamlabs, but I guess... I'm gonna just switch the scenes real quick. I'm gonna pause and then I'm gonna go back to it. Maybe it'll work that way. It's good now. Okay, I just turned off studio mode. That's all I did. That's very weird. Yeah. There we go. Okay, back to where we were actually. I showed you a commission. That was actually done really fast. I just paid yesterday and got it today, so that's pretty good delivery. I don't think I'll ever see something like that again. Also, I got a tipper too, but on stream, you know what? I'm gonna tip the artist. I'll be right back. I gotta do that, as is good form. I think they actually sent me an invoice, so that might be difficult. Let me see. What does PayPal say? What was the name again? Oh god, I'm awful. Let me look at this. Claudine Prats. That seems about right. That's probably how. There we go. So that's an invoice, so I can't actually... Wait, but I can't do that. I can just copy this. Go to send money. And just give her another 60 euros or so. Which almost doubles the price, but that's perfectly fine. She did a great job. She delivered very quickly, which is not something you'd usually expect. At least I don't anymore, because I'm waiting like for 3 months for my panels. It's fine. But I just wish to know why it's delayed. Oh, I didn't write why I'm sending the back. There you go. This is just a tip the artist stream now. Should you message me again? And I'm gonna send that. Wait, I put 10 instead of 6. You know what? Screw it. There we go. This is more what it's worth anyway. Alrighty. Let's see this just a little bit. Yeah. So that was enough of an enough of a distraction. Let's head back to the actual problem at hand, which is more writing. Okay. Nimble Rider. Okay, so I wanted to flesh out Light Fade. I owe you well, not an apology, but I owe you an explanation. So, are you still here, Raven, first of all? Because if there's no one here, it would be pretty pointless to talk about this any further. Is anyone here, actually? I'm so lonely! Just kidding. Okay, Raven's here, that's good. So we're gonna talk about some spoiler-heavy stuff now. Actually, let's skip that one. Yeah, that's good. I like those. I wanna look at the stream real quick. No, don't Pokemon me, Twitch. Oh, that's not even Pokemon anymore. It's like a play or something. That works. So, Light Fade. You talked about how the flame could potentially talk to you, or the player. And basically, the original intent was that the flame's heritage, no, the flame's origin is your own brother's body. Basically, like, if you remember any of the, or like, take any RPG plot in the end, like they sacrificed themselves for the greater good and then it creates a great power. Basically what I had intended for Light Fade. You wake up, you don't know who you are or why you're here. So what it'll boil down to is you'll try to figure out what happened. So everything seems fine around you. You'll eventually get to leave the tower and see everything looking fine. But the reason why everything is looking fine is because you actually hurt your head in a fight that happened before the game started. And that fight was against your own brother. And it'll eventually turn out that you are the great evil, like, call him the evil overlord or whatever, of this world. And you actually planned to destroy the sun and succeeded. And this flame is the only thing that keeps the world alive still. And I have a lot of like heartbreaking moments written, like just some dialogue in flashbacks with the brother what happened, you know, when you find out more, remember more. And basically combat would be, you start out very weak, but instead of saying like you learned this skill, it would be like you remembered that ability. And it'll start out with very innocent abilities that you maybe had in your childhood. And then eventually you'll unlearn like all the dark and let's call them edgy spells, and eventually it'd be like, oh wait, something's not right here. So, like, leveling up would just be remembering more of who you were in the game, and combat would be very light. There would be no difficult. I mean, I guess I could make a mode where it would be more difficult. Just to make it, like, time could still run out while in combat, so that would be an interesting twist on things. Yeah, maybe I'll do that, if I actually work on this sometime. All these projects will happen anyway, I think. Eventually. So, if you like any of the ideas and I decide not to make it for the game jam, you know where you'll find it. In the future. In the very far future. Okay, I hope you got all that. It's a bit of a well, I can't say a bit of a mouthful because it's not just a word, but there's a lot of concepts flying around that I haven't molded into a proper shape yet, pretty much. Also, I've got received a mail. Let's see if that's actually transparent this time, or transparent this time. It is! Wait, is it? Okay, this is German, so let's skip that one. That's fine. Yeah, I actually have some Austrian songs on there too. This playlist is just a whatever. I don't even know. Okay, why is this image called Agent 31? Why? Makes no sense. Okay, let's throw that into pictures as well. I put it into VR chat. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. So where is it? I thought I did a copy paste, but apparently I did not properly copy paste. Go work on that. Copy. Give me the damn file. I will throw a fit. There we go. And now we're gonna put it in here. So, image. Thing. Add source. There we go. I want to add Agent 31 or 32. What was it? 31? I think it was 31. It's still not transparent for some reason. Why is it? Oh, I can move it around. I can now move it around live, guys. We saved the world. No, is it a setting? It's very weird. Like, there's like a noticeable difference. I'm gonna make a screenshot of that just for the artists themselves. Okay, because I don't think they'll watch the stream at all. Okay. It's kind of devolved into me chatting with the artist, isn't it? Anyway. So we've got ideas set laid out before us. I'm gonna try and get more people in for next time, like actually try and advertise the stream for once, which I rarely ever do. Just so we can get a bit more feedback in. I'm probably gonna ask some writer friends too. Like, just thinking about what the most interesting idea would be and where the most story potential lies. I feel like the whole twist in Light Fade is difficult to pull off without spoiling it early on. So there would need to be a bit of foreshadowing to keep you hooked, but at the same time, if you overdo it, everyone is immediately going to jump to a conclusion. Although it would be fun to kind of lure them into a false sense of security, like actually directly implying that he is like some kind of evil person. But then players would be like, oh yeah, that's too obvious, and then stray away from that, and then lying some breadcrumbs out there that imply that he's a good person, and he'll be like, oh, I knew it, and then you hit him hard with the reveal. That would be fun. I feel like that would work really well too. Either way, wait, what does the heart button do? I don't press the heart button. Send feedback. Okay, yeah, they don't develop this game program anymore, so that's fine. I think we made some, like, there's not a lot of text written, but I think we made some progress still, just by writing down a couple ideas we had. They'll still help out in the future, because now we just need to decide between these 5. They're kind of what I wanted to make anyway. The game jam is just an excuse for me to finish something. Like, I have never finished a project before that isn't a joke. Like, I actually have a long-running joke series of games. They're all in German though, I think, and they're very bad. The last one is decent, but the problem with that one is you'd have to have played the earlier ones for it to make sense. So it's still bad. If it forces you to play a bad game to understand it, then it's a bad game still. I should translate those sometime, that would be fun. Anyway. I kind of said that this would be a short stream, and that it'll be. So I'm gonna call it a day for now. Even though we barely wrote down anything, we still thought about it a lot. And next time, I'm actually gonna try and get the peoples in. And yes, I am satisfied with you being here, Raven, but you know, more peoples, more minds to think about things, you know? We're a hive mind. That's how it works. So, again, have a wonderful day, wonderful night, whatever applies to you. And this is Boomer signing out. Bye-bye.